Hello and what is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today I'm going to be talking about something a little bit different than usual. Now, I'm going to be playing Forza Motorsport 7 in the background, but the gameplay is not really what this video is about. The gameplay is more just something for you guys to watch while we're talking about the topic at hand. Now, we did some laps in this classic Porsche race car, and then we're going to move over to an F12 TDF at Road Atlanta a little bit later in the video. So, just so you guys know and have a heads up of what gameplay is coming. But the main thing I wanted to talk about in this video is the idea behind what would make the perfect racing slash driving game. Now, to be fair, there's a big condition here, and that is what would make the best open world racing driving game. Now, this is not going to be about a single series. It's not going to be about for the Forza Horizon series. It's not going to be about the crew. It's not going to be about, say, GTA. And I know GTA is not like a racing game, but a lot of people will make comparisons to the features of GTA, so that's the only reason why I'm mentioning it. But this is to go over a list of things, and I'm sure you guys, saw in the thumbnail, the idea behind this being you have supercars and fast cars in general to rip down the road. Then you also have lifted trucks to go off-road and play around in the desert, in the dunes, in the mud, on the dirt trails, whatever. And I think that that's really important because not a lot of games, and I know I'm going to talk about this first. And now a lot of people mention diesel trucks whenever they talk about like wish lists for games and stuff like that. They always are like, "Oh, we want diesel trucks. We want diesel trucks." And I think that that's great that we're all mentioning that, and I think it's great that we've been talking about it for years now. But even though we've been mentioning diesel trucks, I think the main thing that we need to be able to mention is not necessarily trucks that have come pre-lifted, but the ability to take, say, a stock. I'm just going to use, say, for example, a stock F250 Power Stroke. So you take an F250 Power Stroke and you can lower it down and turn it into a street truck, or you can lower it down and turn it into a drag truck, or you can put coilovers on it that are like long travel and turn it into an off-road trail rig. So the ability to have that kind of flexibility would be one of the best things to come into any game in a long time. And then to be able to, say, for example, buy your F250, put long travel coilovers on it, take it out on the dirt trails, take it around, play in the mud, and then take it back to your garage. Maybe even have and this wouldn't have to be mandatory, but the option would be there if you actually wanted to make a little mini game out of washing your truck. That would be really cool. And then you take it inside to your garage, maybe step right into your FD RX-7 drift car and take that thing out. Drift car, street car, or if you, say, for example, have a Lamborghini Huracan that you want to take out, you take that out. So I think that that's one of the main things that I want to see that would be one of the biggest features in my personal, if I was to make an open world racing game myself. And I think if a lot of the community was to make an open world racing game, we'd pull elements from different games in general. I know I'd pull a lot of elements from the Test Drive Unlimited series. I'd pull some elements from the crew. I'd pull some elements from the Forza Horizon series. I'd pull some elements from the Forza Motorsport series as well. And I think that there's a lot that can be said for a lot of these different games out there that involve customization. But the thing is, we've been really focused on customization for a long time, and for the longest time, customization has meant, you having the ability to lower your car, slam your car, wide body kits, race car parts on your street cars. That's all awesome. But at the same time, I feel like it's tricky to include a lot of these trucks and off-road focused vehicles in games when you either don't have a well enough built off-road infrastructure for them to be used in, or don't have enough off-road customization or off-road focused customization. And when I say off-road focused customization, I'm talking about things like trophy truck style fenders on street trucks. Like, say, for example, if you've ever kind of dived into the Ram community, like for the Dodge trucks, when a lot of the people that build those for off-road use, a lot of them will put these like super wide Fiberworks fenders on the trucks that allow them to run, like, we're talking with a few inches of lift. These guys are running 40s, which under stock fenders would require like 8 inches of lift, whereas you put these Fiberworks fenders on the truck and you can run 40s under, maybe a couple inches of lift. So it's little things like that that I think make me want to, and I'm not looking for a rock crawling simulator. I'm more looking for a combination of a lot of different things. And again, I know a lot of people in the comments are going to say, oh, well, this is all super unrealistic. It wouldn't make sense, yada, yada, yada. But again, we're talking about my personal dream racing game, if you will. Dream open world racing game. And also, feel free to add your own ideas in the comment section below for what your personal, like, ultimate racing game would be. By the way, back there around that corner, I tried just pulling the e-brake and giving it a clutch kick. This car does not like to slide around. That's one of the main, and you'll see it just returns to straight again, and I try to kick it again, and it was just like, no, I like grip. Do not be silly, I like grip. And then I was like, okay, you like grip, I got it. Which, when I went to the F12, that's why I was purposely sliding it around a little bit, because I was like, man, I've had enough of, I mean, I like grip, don't get me wrong, I like a car that will grip and stay solid, but I like to be able to manipulate it a little bit and actually, you know, kind of get some oversteer out of it, which you can already see with the F12, it's already kind of playing around a little bit, which I much prefer. But at the same time, let's talk about something that a lot of people, I think, are gonna either mention, or it's either gonna be, they're either gonna mention it or it's gonna be in their head while watching this video, and that is the fact that, yes, I play a lot of the Spin Tires games, right? Spin Tires, Mud Runner, it's been a kind of a staple here on my channel for a long time, and I think that a lot of people are gonna go, well, you can't make Spin Tires Forza, you know what I mean? You can't do that, and I understand that. Trust me, I understand that, and I think that there would be a lot, you know, there's so much that you would have to do to combine something like that. It would just be ridiculous. But I think that it's not too far-fetched to imagine a game with realistic-ish driving physics on the, you know, realistic-ish, like Simcade driving physics for road cars, and maybe a slightly less in-depth terrain deformation system than what is used in, say, Mud Runner, for example. Because I feel like if you put that in a racing game that had, like, actual fast cars in it and stuff like that, it wouldn't really work quite as well, and it might kind of muddle the game up. But if you maybe, for example, only used it in certain areas of the map where you knew the off-road vehicles were going to be used, then it might work. And I know there's going to be that one guy, probably me, that's going to take a car that should not be used in an off-road area into an off-road area just to see what happens and see if I can get it stuck. But at the end of the day, I mean, you got to give the players to do that. I mean, or you got to give the players the freedom to do that, because they're going to want to do it. They're going to want to play a little bit outside the rules. I mean, as you would expect, or at least as I would expect from any gamer that specifically seeks out open world games. Part of the reason why you seek out open world games is so that you can do what you want effectively. So you can just do silly stuff and not really, you know, not really have too much consequence about what happens. And I think that that's a big part of any kind of open world racing / driving game in general. But I also have been thinking about this a lot, and I think that a really interesting feature that would be nice to have would be, say, for example, so you have your cars, you have your trucks. Well, if you were to go, and this is where it kind of gets a little bit further into the realm of like, I don't know if that would happen, but it'd be a cool idea. Anyways, this is where it gets further into the realm of, say for example, let's use the F250 as an example. So let's say you have your F250, and you want to get your four-wheeler to the trail, right? You want to get your four-wheeler or your side-by-side to the trail. Let's say it won't fit in the back of your truck. So let's say you hook up a trailer, put the side-by-side on the trailer, and then you drive it. But it's all simulated in very high detail, so you have to carefully drive the side-by-side onto the trailer. You have to strap it down. You have to do all these different things. And you can do things like that sort of in Farming Simulator, but not quite into that much detail. So I think what I'm kind of getting at here is kind of a mixture of Forza Horizon, Test Drive Unlimited, with some of the off-road aspects of, you know, Mud Runner and the Spin Tires series extracted and sort of injected into that game. And it's a long shot of an idea. It's a super long shot of an idea, but I think it actually could work, you know, given the technology that we have now. And it might have to be something that would be a little bit further along in the kind of in the cycle of these consoles, because I feel like we're soon to see some new consoles, hopefully. I mean, because we're seeing, you know, Xbox One X and, you know, PS4 Pro and stuff like that, and that's when you start to get to the point of like, okay, so when and where are when and where are we going to start hearing about the new hardware? And I think that there might be, you know, the better the hardware gets, the more they're able to accomplish. And I think that something like that is so in depth and so crazy that it would take some really good hardware to accomplish. I'm sure it would be doable on PC, but I feel like it would be something that we'd have to wait a little bit for the console hardware to catch up with. But that's sort of my idea for what I would view almost as the ultimate open world racing game. And I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below, because I know I've been making some speculation videos about Forza Horizon 4 lately, but I wanted to kind of take a step back from that and talk about what I think the ultimate racing / driving open world game would be, because it would incorporate the racing aspects, it would incorporate the driving aspects, it would incorporate the off-road aspects, but it would also incorporate a little bit of the lifestyle aspect that I think we had a lot of in Test Drive Unlimited, and it would I think be a really nice combination of all of that stuff. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'd love to hear them, and hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to click that like button, subscribe for more if you enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time. Talk to you guys later.